Hey, check this out. Remember my squeaky chair? Water displacement, Formula 40. Hey, those of you that liked it, tough. I was getting rather tired of it myself. But this is a video about my entry into the Cheep and Cheerful Record Collectors 800 Subs contest. This is Jonathan, and he was just thrilled that he got 800 subs, so he had a contest where he wanted you to show 5 or more cheap records that you have found, or he said more. So it's hard for me just to pick 5 records. I could have easily did that, but what I did was I just picked 5 times where I have found multiple records at low prices from the same vendor or the same spot, and a little explanation of that. So we'll start, first of all, with free. Yeah, how many of you like free records? And I'm not talking about gifts. I'm not talking about VCLT. I'm talking about free records that I have found out in the wild. And this first batch here, one day someone notified me and said, hey, there's this store owner that just threw a bunch of records into the dumpster behind his shop. I am not a dumpster diver. I don't go through trash, but I was curious. Okay, it was a beautiful day, so I went straight to the back of the store, and sure enough, there was a dumpster there. And luckily, like I said, luckily, beautiful day, and all of his records were stacked on top of everything else. So I kind of dug through a few things. Granted, 99% of the records in that stack needed to be trashed. But I found these that I dearly love. Nancy Sinatra, Boots. And this album is in great condition. And George Clinton, Computer Games. This has got Atomic Dog. Bow wow wow yippee-yo yippee-yay, bow wow yippee-yo yippee-yay. Why in the world he threw this away, I have no idea. And it's like near mint. And then Sign of the Times by Prince, double album. This one is in VG condition, but still very enjoyable. Free. All right, next. This was from going back 30 years, okay? This was back in either the late 80s, early 90s, sometime around there. I was driving home from work, and I saw a sidewalk sale. Somebody was having a yard sale, but it was a sidewalk sale, and I just happened to see these boxes and boxes of records. And this was late in the evening, and they were starting to pick the stuff up and store it back in wherever it came from. So I just pulled up there real quick, and I said, how much you want for the records? They said, well, we're getting ready to put them away. Just make an offer. So basically, I offered him 10 cents a piece for these records, and he had, I don't know, 250, 300 records there, and he said, yeah, fine. So I got these. These were, had a lot of stuff. They had some imports. I'm thinking that this collection must have belonged to somebody that had collected these records while they were in the armed service, because a lot of these things were from overseas. Some of them had little stickers on there for promotional things for armed services, whatever. But 10 cents a piece. Now these first two here didn't have a cover, all right? But this is Hank Williams on stage, and this one here is I Saw the Light. And both of these are in excellent shape. Excellent shape. So those are monos, black label monos. Here's a nice one, Wait for the Light to Shine. And this is an earlier Hank Williams on MGM mono. Very good condition, unforgettable Hank Williams. Once again, mono, MGM. Hank Williams and Hank Williams Jr., or Hank Williams Sr. and Hank Williams Jr. singing together in a recording miracle. So this is basically classic tracks by Hank Williams that have been overdubbed with his son, Hank Jr. singing along with him. A couple more. These are represses that contain, to me, the cardinal sin. Not this one. This is mono. This is still an early mono. But these right here, electronically enhanced for reproduction in stereo, which is a cardinal sin. You know, to me, you know, it's blasphemy for beautiful mono recordings if they ever did this. But still, for 10 cents, and this was a beautiful set here. This is a 4-disc set, 4-disc box set. Comes with a beautiful little promo picture. And all of it, this, including this, all of those were 10 cents a piece. All right. Next, one of my favorite places is the Salvation Army in Princeton, West Virginia. They sell all their albums for 25 cents. And one day I was in there and found just a bunch of really cool records. All 25 cents. Here's an original mono recording of Julie Is Her Name by Julie London on Liberty. Beautiful album. Got this interesting, still in the shrink wrap, Ventures. Probably my favorite Ventures album right here. But look this, how many times have you ever seen a gatefold that was still in the shrink wrap with the original price sticker that's been stapled to it? And here's one that I dearly love. This is a VG minus copy, but Eric Dolphy Memorial album on VJ. I absolutely love this record. Love it. It's a couple of interesting ones here. This is a first press Bookends by Simon and Garfunkel. With come with the original poster, Bridge Over Troubled Waters. Nice for 25 cents a piece. Okay. This next batch here was from an estate sale. I've showed some of these before, but I will show them again for this, since it is Cheep and Cheerful records, and these were cheap. It was an estate sale. They told me that this was a musician, probably a jazz musician that had passed away, and they were selling off all of his records, his possessions, and he was selling all the records for $1 a piece. And I got there early and cleaned them up. Here's Miles Davis, Roundabout Midnight, original 6i Columbia mono. Duke Ellington, Ellington Uptown. This is like a first press on that purple Columbia Masterworks. This is before they even used the eyes. 2 Blue Notes. Lee Morgan, The Sidewinder, and The Cooker. $1 a piece. And that same estate sale. Here was Walkin' on Prestige mono with Miles Davis Sextet and Quintet. Miles Davis Bitches Brew. Miles Davis Britches. He's got britches? No, Bitches Brew. Beautiful album. there was much more. I bought over 100 albums out of that. I couldn't pass them up. This next batch here was a friend of a friend had a moving sale, and they contacted me, said, well, I heard that you collect records. We're trying to get rid of our records. So I said, okay, I'll come by and see what you got. So I went to his house, and they were packing up stuff to move away, and he had a crate full of records, and he poured them out there, and he said, yeah, here you go, and see what you want. And I think originally he was wanting like $5 a piece for them, and I was looking more, and I said, yeah, I don't know if a lot of these are worth $5. And finally he said, okay, you can have them for $2 a piece. So I looked through them, and they was some pretty neat stuff. But after a while, I said, you know, why don't you just sell me all of them? Well, let me tell you, first of all, as I was looking through there, he would say, you know, I'd come across some Beatles records, and he said, oh, I forgot those Beatles were in there, and he would pull them out and take them and put them aside, you know, and I would be looking at something else, and it'd be some other little collectible record, and he said, oh, I didn't know that was in there, I've got to save that, you know, or, oh, that's my wife's record, so, you know, how it goes. But anyway, so I ended up offering him like $1.50 a piece for the records, and he said, okay, I'll do that. So I just bought whatever he had left there. He said they were all in very good condition, near mint, but they weren't. You know, they were all at the best VG. But I ended up trading some of them, giving some to friends. Some of them I donated to Goodwill. But these were a couple of really nice ones I found in there. This was a first press USA Jimi Hendrix Are You Experienced on the little tricolor reprise label. I think you can see that. It had the original reprise inner sleeve. And this right here was a good one. First press, Robert Ludwig, Sterling Sound pressing of Led Zeppelin 2. This was probably VG condition, but for $1.25, I'm not complaining. I play this a lot. Sounds fantastic. So that was the thrill. There's a couple of things. They got that was, I think that was the guy's wife's initials she put on there. That might, you know, but yeah, this was that one was a thrill to find that one. So not bad condition. Like I said, it's a VG, playable, love it. And finally, I've talked about this one before, and a lot of people have mentioned this one in comments and on streams, but I saw it's Dan at Dots and Loops had he keeps showing a lot of psychedelic records, and he was showing like his top 50 or top 100 psychedelic albums, and got up towards the top, and he talked about Morgan. And I was totally unfamiliar with Morgan. Well, one day I went to a local record store, and in the bargain bin, I saw this. And I said, that couldn't be the same record that Dan was talking about in Dots and Loops. And they wanted $3.25. And I thought, yeah, surely it wouldn't be it. But I think, well, you know, it's worth a gamble. So I paid $3.25 for this album. And brought it home. Sure enough, this is it. And I think it's been reissued since then. It's been a few years ago. But copies of this sell for hundreds of dollars, originals. And this one is in very good plus condition. The only fault is I don't have the original inner sleeve or the insert, but I'm not complaining. So anyway, congratulations, Jonathan, on 800 subscriptions. And I'll put a link below. So if anyone wants to go and visit Jonathan, give him a subscription, like his videos, or even get involved with this contest. It's all in good fun. So, peace, my friends. Cheers. And oh, what was it? Saw recently. Said there's no room for hate. Man, we need more love today. And you know what I'm talking about. My friends, cheers.